rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm rolling in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crumbs and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on the name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right, spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, owning your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Oh man, sorry, I'm still getting used to this new this new thing. Good morning. I'm so sorry about that, folks. Oh man, I hit the wrong damn key, and it brought me to you. Sorry about that. Do you want the easy music this morning? Good wake up music. Yeah, it'll definitely wake you up. Oh man, it woke me the hell up. Here, look, how about I give you something that sounds a little bit better? God. Oh man, that was not intentional. Trust me, that was not intentional at all. Here, I'll give you a good morning. That sounds a little better. How about that? We'll just give you a better one.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Your friends has become a member. Please reach back baby. Heart.
Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Early morning, rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show, let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning, Whiz and Coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show, let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning, Whiz and Coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show, let's go. caffeinated, talk the town but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks
No
Larry.
way.
Shizzy broke Larry.
Oh yeah.
Now that sounds a little better. Good morning and welcome, newest member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw it just as I hit that button, and I don't know who it was. So give a little wave there in the chat. I'll throw a star up there just for you. Sorry about that. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I see. Shizzy is out here waiting to receive more animal hybrids. I don't know. Why? Well, nothing wrong with a little more animal hybrids. Oh my gosh. Force the Democrats to explain their Doge vapors. They've got them too. Sorry, a little bit of a throat clearing there. Hope that's a little better. Wow. Top of the morning. Happy Tuesday, dear Cruiser Morning Briefing friends. Urine Ruth took a great delight in even the most inconsequential wick trimmings. These first few weeks of President Donald Trump's second go at the presidency are both exhilarating and surreal, as we have been talking about here almost every day. Watching Trump and his administration implement his agenda at warp speed has been nothing short of a miracle to behold. It's been more like watching an action movie than politics. What has been surreal is listening to the Democrats as they plaintively wail from the dark, twisted, alternative universe that they live in. It's a terrifying place of their own creation. Yeah, Elon is mauling. What is surreal? They're addicted to their misery over there. The Democrats are treating everything that President Trump does as if it will rend the very fabric from the universe. We've become used to their disproportionate responses to all things Orange Man bad. The Dems' superpower has always been to become worse, even when you think they've plumbed the deepest depths of depravity. The reactions to the first few weeks of Trump 47 era have seen them go lower than ever before, finding and eliminating financial waste in the federal bureaucracy in order to save the taxpayers some money. Seems like something that everyone should get behind and could get behind, doesn't it? No, not our friends, the Democrats. They've been euphemistically referring to taxes as revenue for so long that they're now buying their own BS. Democrats are so ideologically cocooned that they're often ignorant to the fact that they've actively been involved in ripping themselves off. It's a real sickness with them. Elon Musk announced Monday the Doge team just discovered that FEMA sent $59 million last week to luxury hotels in New York City to house illegal immigrants. Sending his money violated the law and is gross insubordination to the president's executive order. That money is meant for American disaster relief. And instead of being sent on to instead it's being spent on high-end hotels for illegals. A clawback demand will be made today to recoup those funds. And that's how the swampsters are behaving when they know that the critical spotlight is on them and there's a guy at the door with a shiv in one hand. The Republican wasn't going to survive. The Republic wasn't going to survive much longer with people like that running amok and abusing their power. The Dems fears defense of all government spending borders on unnatural. It's taking a kind of special kind of denial not to ask any of what the government does with our taxes. I've heard Democrats out in the wild complain about their taxes quite frequently. Actually, the Democrats in Congress who are making egregious taxation the hill they want to die on obviously aren't frequently in touch with their constituents, but they keep getting elected. Go figure, huh? This is a golden opportunity for Republicans in Washington to force their Democrat counterparts to defend their lust for ripping off citizens of this great land. The Dem-free mainstream media certainly isn't going to press them on it. What are you afraid that Doge will find? Should ringing around all over the Capitol make these unhinged lunatics, Elizabeth Warren has been yelling for 3 weeks, explain to the American people why they shouldn't know how their tax dollars are spent? Make them stay in that scary place for a long time. And everything isn't awful. Watch, look, the juvenile platypus gets scratches. Weird creature right there. That is a weird creature. Y'all got fast finger. What happened? Happily divorced from it. I love how you do your best to say hi to everyone. I just can't type on my phone with one finger. So slow. Good to see you, Yoda's mom. Good to see you, Yoda's mama. Good to see you. Glad you could make it in here. Welling Democrats screaming as their crimes are being made public. Keep cleaning house, Donald Trump. President, prosecute the high crimes and misdemeanors. Well, and of course, you've got a judge that's trying to block going after these people, which, somebody made a point. What I'm trying to think of exactly what that point was. And it sounds like a really good idea to me. Is go ahead and do it anyway and try to get them to enforce that law. Ignore what the judge says because the judicial shouldn't be telling the executive how to do his job as long as he's within the bounds, but for the judicial to come in and put a stop to it, oh boy, they should really, really give him a hard time. But we also have this, the body positivity anal, sorry, down and blown out. These are sea cows or manatees. If you ever get a chance to swim with these creatures, it is quite amazing. If you look on my videos, I actually have a video of swimming with manatees. I want to say it was in what is it? Cedar something. It was not this past year, but the year before. Or was it year before that? It's been a couple of years that my wife and I we went to Cedar Key, I believe it was in Florida, and we went diving and we did a drift dive on a river. And then the next day, whenever we got up, the water was pretty hard to see because of the hurricane that had come through earlier. Yeah, Cedar Key, Florida. Thank you very much, Joyce. And so we dove with those are not walruses. These right here are really, really beautiful creatures. And they said, you just float there and you'll see them come raising up, and every so often they'll pop their head up and take a breath of air because that's how they sleep. They sort of hold their breath and then they'll come up and they'll take a breath and then they'll just go right back down. Now the babies will swim around them and they're curious little shits is what they are, and they'll come up and they'll start nibbling on you. Just testing out and seeing what exactly it is that's floating in the water. And it's pretty interesting because they'll come up and they'll start nibbling on your hands, and they don't have any teeth that can hurt you. And it's pretty amazing. I had a little baby come up and start chomping on me. They're like, "Now don't pet them. Don't reach out and start petting them," but they'll come up and they'll start messing with you. Used to see them around the boathouse in Florida. Yeah, pretty interesting, pretty interesting. Very, very, very cool stuff. Maybe the TikTok ban will snuff out some of this activism. Then again, they're all over Instagram too. The only solution may be massive public humiliation campaign, assuming that they're capable of shame, which I'm prepared to help facilitate because I care. First up, a hashtag body positive Instagram influencer using the handle plus size park hoppers visits various amusement parks and commercial establishments with her fat friends who range in size from 2x to 5 times to eat at their facilities and review whether they are fat inclusive or not. This activist recently reviewed one such restaurant at Disneyland, complaining that most of the chairs had arms, which made squeezing their flab into them quite difficult. No arms on chairs to accommodate blimped out TikTok influencers. Unforgivable. Moving on. I was recently introduced to a concept I had previously been oblivious to, but which I should have definitely guessed some social justice heifer had invented: thin-splaining. Thin-splaining, one of the numerous derivatives of mansplaining, occurs when non-fat deigns to express anything other than total affirmation of fat activist lifestyles, which disregard all the copious volumes of medical literature that contradict the healthy at any size mantra to accommodate their ideological delusions. A cadre of empowered fat activists explain thin-splaining to thins without any sense of irony. Via salon, emphasis is added. Walker NPR interviewed me and did a Facebook post about it, and a lot of the comments were like that. It seems to be the reaction from largest segment of population. I think it's hilarious when someone leaves a comment on a review of my book saying, "But obesity is unhealthy." Do you think I haven't heard that rhetoric before? I wonder if it's a different version of mansplaining. Brown, thin-splaining, it's a thing. It's a thing, okay?
I would like to talk very quick about something that annoys me, and I'm going to call it thin-splaining. It's the idea that fat people, like, have no idea how to be thin, and that's why we're fat. So
No, it seems like this person knows how to be. It just seems to me that they refuse not to be. That's entirely up to them. Just wait until the food runs out and, or something bad happens and they've got to run away. Like the bear attack. You could walk away and they'll be left waiting, going, why is the bear catching me? Well, you're never going to outrun a bear. No, but I can definitely outrun you. Get your ass in the gym. Oh, it's not even that, Volstorm. It's not even that they have to get into a gym. I mean, I understand, I'm getting a little fluffy also. I guess that's how Mo always puts it. It's like, I'm a little fluffy. Yeah, there's a difference between being a little fluffy and and going, yeah, I need to do something about this and try to get it taken care of. Not out of shame, just because you want to be around, longer than, your 20s. Aliens don't abduct fat people. Well, true, unless they get them in groups of 4. I mean, I was 110 pounds at 45 and 3 heart attacks in 19 months. My sister, 475 pounds in 3 years younger and never has had one. Hey, it happens. That there's other contributing factors. I mean, let's put it this way. My wife's father-in-law, or my father-in-law, my wife's father, passed away not too long ago, and because of his weight, he was getting low oxygen into his bloodstream because he had severe just severe everything. He could barely sit up, severely overweight, and that's what contributed to all of the health conditions that he was having. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because, he it was also surprising that he lived as long as he did because of his weight, because of his bad eating habits, because of his smoking since probably the time he was 12. Some people will just continue to tick, 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 tick right on by, but because of all of his bad decisions, it finally caught up to him. He didn't make it past, the age of 80, which is a pretty long life. But the very end of his life was very miserable. It wasn't enjoyable. He was almost a recluse because he couldn't go out. It affected his eyesight because of, the diabetes. It affected his everything. I mean, it's just insane. You're down to 170 from 210. Congratulations. And I'm not saying that, you should be shamed. That's not what it is. But you have to consider, your life beyond, what's on sitting on your plate. Sort of sad that these people are more concerned with bitching and moaning because, well, hell, I can't fit on a plane. It's like after the guinea pig world, I've got to change that. I'm gonna have to fix the colors on this. I think I'll do that right now. I'll do that after this. Lastly, do human rights or whatever trump the laws of physics? Weight discrimination lawyers argue they do. Mhm. If you're a Michigan Lyft driver who literally can't fit jujitsu gigantic 489-pound wrapper into your Honda Civic, that's a you problem. One you better figure out how to solve before you get sued for a hate crime. Yeah.
Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me,
that car sounds like a diesel because it needs its valves readjusted. Yeah, if you put her in that car, those I will tell you this right now. After working on cars, you open up your book. Just open up your nice little book, the owner's manual on your car, and it'll tell you what the weight capacity is of your automobile. It'll tell you how much weight you can put in there. It's amazing how little weight you can actually put in your car. That right there, you put it on one side, you're going to blow out your shocks. You're going to blow out your. It's also a possibility one of your wheels can snap off. There is weight limits inside of a vehicle. And he's going, hey, I can get you one of the SUVs over here that can actually handle that weight, but my car, it cannot handle that weight. That costs me money. You want to cost me money by doing this? Oh, shame on her.
Yes, I can.
believe it.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, like.
The driver said
there is a weight limit on these vehicles. So deathly allergic to fish and also eating fish is out unless I want to be 6 feet under. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, I mean, there's people that are allergic to a lot of different food. Lyft drivers should sue her. She exceeded the load limit. Yeah, for that vehicle. E-Series Mercedes. Yeah, there's, like I said, all cars do have a weight limit.
tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL instead.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough.
I get the money and flip it and make some food.
Oh, you idiots with showing the crappy music. Don't care about her music. Detroit rapper and influencer Duana Blanding. I guess it's Dua Blanding. Don't know. Known by her stage name Dank, more like Stank D. Mossy, a suing the Lyft driver after refusing to give her a ride, citing her weight. Attorneys for Blanding, who weighs 489 pounds, and that's after she's, before she eats, filed the lawsuit claiming the incident, which has occurred earlier this month, violated Michigan's anti-discrimination laws, which include weight as a protected characteristic. Michigan is the only state where weight is legally protected under anti-discrimination laws. The incident is part of a wider conversation about how much responsibility companies should bear when it comes to accommodating plus-size customers. It feels like we've maybe finally turned the tide on all the social justice DEI stuff over the last decade or so. Fat activists like PDF Files and others have been trying for a long time to smuggle in their own pet cause under the DEI umbrella, and increasingly aggressively so. But these kind of affronts to common sense and decency can only continue as long as the narrative is brutally enforced by a compliant media and academia and government with cultural stranglehold. Now that we've entered America's golden age, have we rounded the bend? No pun intended. Let me see if I can get this thing taken care of, because this is really going to drive me nuts. And while I've got you guys here, it's going to be much, much easier to do. So that way the chat can actually watch the colors change on these things. Let me go in here and pull this thing up, because this is driving me nuts. I can barely see what you guys are typing in here. And it's been like that for a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here to chat box, and we're going to look at the global chat box. Da, 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 da. Ah, here we go. Super chat. Yeah, we can do. Oh, that's really cool. We've got that one, but it's all showing incorrectly here. Let's change the font color, and we're going to give our font just a little bit more of a darker color. How's that? Save settings. So that right there should change and make it appear a little bit better whenever you guys are chatting. All right. And I can also decrease the size of the font right there. Does it have a black background color? It does. Let's eliminate the background color. Put it in white, like that. And then hit save settings. There we go. That's a little better. Now I should be able to see what's happening. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if that's global or not. Yeah, there we go. So it shows up a little bit darker. And let's try and see what it looks like on the white background. Save that. So it usually takes a couple of seconds for it to change up. And then once it changes up, we should be able to see all of that. There we go. Save the settings. There we go. That's going to be a little bit better. The black is better. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think the black is much better. So we'll go back to that one there and get it back with the black. Get back in black. Heart attack. So good. It's nice to be back. Yeah, white is hard to read. I agree. And I could readjust all of this. Settings. Go to apps. Because sometimes I'm having a hard time seeing exactly what you guys are saying. And I can't do this. Put that. And then pull this all the way over here. And then we're going to see if we can decrease the pixel size right there. Hit save settings. Because I want to be able to see what you guys are saying. I like seeing what you guys are saying in chat. Chat is one of the most enjoyable things. There we go. That should work a little bit better. I hope that takes care of it. Yeah. And we have, yeah, there we go. I do my best. Thank you. Good morning. Yeah. See, now I can see what you guys are actually saying. Thank you very much. Good afternoon from Belgium, listening here and waiting on Legal Mindset. New charge on Somali. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting. The Johnny Somali, is that right? I'm gonna say that he's getting himself in all kinds of problems, all kinds of problems. But talking about all kinds of problems, we've got, what kind of populist is Elon Musk? Can the world's richest man be a populist? Elon Musk has plenty of enemies on the left who say the Tesla CEO is too rich to be a champion of working Americans. He has opponents on the right who say the same, notably Steve Bannon, the mastermind of the 2016 Trump campaign anti-establishment messaging. There's rumbling about a clash between the tech right and the populist right in the conservative as well as the liberal media. Vivek Ramaswamy, who was supposed to be Musk's partner in heading the Department of Government Efficacy, fell from grace with MAGA activists after he criticized Americans' work ethic and defended the H-1B visa program. Doge aims to drastically cut the size of government by as much as $2 trillion in Musk's most optimistic scenario. Yet there are some conservatives who join the progressives in insisting that slashing spending is what libertarians do, not populists. President Donald Trump has taken the GOP a long way towards becoming a working class party. Is Musk undoing that, turning the clock back to the days of Ronald Reagan? If he is, Musk is really advancing populism, not betraying it. Reagan wasn't elected by Wall Street, whatever Democrats may think. Blue-collar voters were the backbone of his electoral coalition, including working-class Americans who had voted Democrat for decades. Reagan didn't win them over with promises of greater government benefits. He did it by attacking a government that was bloated and burdensome to the ordinary taxpayer. Trump voters, like Reagan voters, want less of a government that works against them. Steve Bannon himself traces the origins of Trump's movement to the Tea Party revolt against government bailouts of financial institutions and other corporations too big to fail during the Great Recession. The programs and agencies Musk is dismantling prop up an elite ecosystem in Washington that takes billions of dollars from taxpayer pockets. Takes the foreign aid agency USAID. According to its own reporting, last year, only 12.1% of its spending went directly to provide aid in foreign countries. Imagine that. That is such a small amount that funding went to. That should be concerning. If only 12.8 of it is being spent on that, still fooling with that, getting it right. I still need to get the lettering little smaller. I'll make it happen at one of these points. One of these times I'll make this happen. Maybe if I move this thing over here. Yeah, there we go. That should work for a little bit. Yeah, I got chat right there in the mornings. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Haha. It's like watching chat at breakneck speed. Guys are awesome. Now, the nation capital grows rich from where the money its networks extract from taxpayers. NGOs are receiving USAID money do not, of course, keep it all for themselves, only a slice. But when tens of billions of dollars are flowing through the system every year, try trillions, even a taste is a feast. Not coincidentally, Washington, D.C. and its suburbs are deep blue on the electoral map, which helps keep Maryland and Virginia in the Democratic column in presidential contests. And a certain portion of the aid money that stays with American NGOs in the form of employee salaries gets passed on to the Democrat Party and progressive causes in the form of campaign contributions and other political donations. That's what makes the system so hard to fight with. Republican office holders are easily tempted into thinking they could run the machine for their own advantage. And indeed, there are plenty of NGOs in Washington that function as professional retirement homes for influential Republicans who have played that game. The only way to get rid of corruption is to bring in outsiders who can't be enticed by that Washington money. Trump himself is one such outsider, and Musk is another. Populism isn't about rejecting wealthy individuals like Trump or Musk, but whose personal fortunes pale besides the kind of money government spends. The point of populism is to curtail the self-dealing of an insider class that feeds off everyone's taxes. Smaller government means government more focused on the limited number of things that are truly in the public's interest. When DOGE cuts waste, fraud, abuse, and self-dealing, it frees up funds that can go to better uses. And when government doesn't take such a big bite out of American paychecks in the first place, they have more money to spend taking care of their families and communities and give it to the international charities that they decide are best suited to help the needy abroad. Not a cent that Musk and his team cuts disappears from circulation. Instead, the money is taken away from the elite and given back to the uses the people approve of, or it goes back to the people themselves to be used the best way that they think is best. The populism, yeah. Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, is a populist. That's a very well put. This writer right here is Daniel McCarthy, editor of Modern Age, a conservative review. Crazy stuff indeed. Now, see, here's where it gets a little bit funky because now the chat gets hard to read. So I'm still fiddling with it. I may just not have it show up there at all. I enjoy that it comes up, but it can be really disadvantageous here. So I may just pull this thing off and hide it. I think I'll keep it hidden. Let's see. We'll leave the we'll leave the chat box off. Now, so if super chats come in, you will see them pop up here in the right hand or left hand corner, right there. So if the chat box shows up, if a super chat comes in, it usually will show up there in the alert box. And if you super chat, I think it's over $10, it'll actually say a message. Now, if you're doing it from a phone or something like that, like your Apple phones, it takes money out of it already, so it won't do the sound. I may have to change that, but we'll get to that at some point. I can change that later today. It's pretty cool, pretty sweet stuff. Oh my, oh my. So I have this wonderful little piece here. Let me see if I can find it. And I saw this yesterday as I was setting up the show for the improper time, of course, because I'm an idiot. Oh, look at that. See, Jill M's got it. Thank you so much, Jill M's. I want a star in the helmet for idiots. Thank you so much. You will get a star on the helmet. And whoever it was, and after I do Jill's, sorry, I'm still having a crick in my neck. It just won't go away. Right there. That one is for you. Nice little red star overlapping, humping the silver star that blue star that's attached to. And then we also have someone that just became a new member. I didn't see who it was because I was hitting too many buttons at the time. I'm going to give you one at the base of the helmet right there. No, right there. Whoever became a new member at the very start of the show, thank you so much. That one is for you. I appreciate you. Oh my, oh my. Now see, I could also readjust that where it explodes on my face or something like that, and everybody sees it. Just keeping it off to the side like that might be best. But I'll see. We shall see. So this particular piece that came up here was pretty darn interesting. Let me see. Yeah, this is the one. And so everybody's talking about Musk, and listen to what this young gentleman pulled up. Debunking the New York Times. This is really good. Listen to it and enjoy.
All right, let's debunk the New York Times.
If you want to understand what Elon Musk is doing now to the federal government,
All you
Thank
have
you,
to
Jill.
do is look at what he did at Twitter.
In October 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion and molded it in his own image.
He focused on mass layoffs, on reducing real estate footprint, and on pushing employees to resign so that he could cut back on payroll and real estate costs.
Now he's taking those same tactics to the US government.
Just look at the email that the federal government recently sent to its workers, offering them a buyout to leave the government.
It echoed a similar message that Elon Musk sent to Twitter employees in November 2022 with the exact same subject line.
Musk uses a approach to his businesses called zero-based budgeting. He's now started to use that tactic in government and say basically government spending needs to come down to zero and line items need to be added
really
back
good.
one at a time.
And some of the same people that Elon Musk used during his Twitter takeover are now being deployed to help cut costs at the federal level. So it's worth asking, how successful were Elon Musk's tactics in reducing costs at Twitter? While he's cut costs in slashing back budgets, in reducing headcount by around 80% of people, corresponding revenue has also gone down.
Its valuation per investors has declined significantly from the $44 billion that Musk paid for the company in 2022. And what happened to those who were late?
They're very selective with their information. And the
Yes.
goal is to push a certain narrative to get
Listen
you
to
to think
him.
that what Elon is doing with the government is bad. But they say, hey, you know, if you want to see what he's doing with the government, just look at what he did with Twitter when he took it over. So yes, he cut a bunch of staff that was unnecessary and he cut unnecessary cost down. If we apply that to the government, that means more taxpayer savings and more money for us to get our government out of debt. But that's not it. All they told you is that revenues have decreased. So let's go back specifically to what he said.
Budgets in reducing headcount by around 80% of people, corresponding revenue has also gone down.
Notice how he didn't say corresponding profit has also went down,
Uh-huh.
because it hasn't. Notice how he also didn't tell you that there was an advertising coup against X. A bunch of platforms stopped advertising on there to hurt the platform since Elon.
And we remember that.
Let's go back to profit. He didn't say anything about profit or EBITDA. Let's read this. Start at the bottom paragraph. In 2021, Twitter reported adjusted EBITDA of about $682 million.
Yeah. In 2021, Twitter reported adjusted EBITDA of about 682 million and about 5 billion in revenue. That was the last full year before Musk took the company private. X, and then up here at the top, it says X also reported investors 2024 adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortized of about 1.25 billion and annual revenue of 2.7 billion. Investors said that it was a better picture than they had expected and that the X's finance hit an inflection point a few months before the November election.
And about 5 billion in revenue. That was the last full year before Elon took the company private. Now let's go to the top. X reported to investors 2024 adjusted earnings, basically adjusted EBITDA, right, of about $1.25 billion and an annual revenue of $2.7 billion. Investors said that that was a better picture than they had expected and that X's finances hit an inflection point a few months before the election. So even with advertisers working against Elon, the company now has less revenue but produces more profit. And mind you, Twitter was a very, very, very left-leaning company. Over 96% of political donations from Twitter employees went to Democrats. It was a very left-leaning company. It was run by the left. So Elon took that company over, removed all the unnecessary pieces, and removed the people that would be harmful to the platform. Dealt with advertisers trying to destroy his platform, and still turned it around. Now it has more features than ever and is more profitable than it was when he took it over with less revenue. And like she said in the beginning,
If you want to understand what Elon Musk is doing now to the federal government, all you have to do is look at what he did at Twitter.
So now let's think about it. He cut the expenses at Twitter, which would mean he would cut the expenses for the federal government, meaning they would require less tax revenue from you and I. He then made Twitter much more profitable. If he makes the federal government much more profitable, that means more access to pay off our debts, and then more access to provide services for the American people. Twitter has greatly benefited from Elon Musk, and our federal government will do the same. The less expenses our government has, the less tax revenue they need to collect from you and I. The less tax revenue you and I pay, the more money we get to keep in our pockets. And the more profitable the government is, the more they can reinvest back into the American people rather than just paying debts. Do not listen to these news outlets. Elon and Doge are doing exactly what we need.
That right there is impressive. That's a pretty damn impressive. If you want to take what he did with Twitter and compare it, you see that he did a great damn job. Unlike this guy, which I get a kick out of these because I think these are one of those that's a parody, and I get a kick out of these.
I regret my vote. I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump. And now, in the first few weeks of his presidency, thousands of people are losing their jobs. I lost my job. I was the director of operations of bear studies. For the last 4 years, we've been studying whether or not bears in fact shit in the woods. And now it's gone. It's all gone. What am I supposed to tell my family? What am I supposed to tell them? If you voted for Trump, I don't even know what to say except fuck you. All the money being taken, and all the jobs being lost. I don't know what to do.
I get a kick out of these parody accounts. They make me laugh so much. Now, I wanted to show something, but the only problem is YouTube. YouTube quelches those things. Drinking lip tears, yum. Yes. What the- No, Boosh, he's not. That it's all done in humor. No, so this is something that I want to show, but because of YouTube's terms of service, I can't show it. If you really are interested in this, all you have to do is go check this out and on your own, because I can't show it here. But this interaction between Mr. Goodman and Miss Bober. Just go look at that interaction that they had. Because it gives you a little bit of information that YouTube still to this day considers misinformation or disinformation and will shut down my channel for showing those things. It'll give me a medical misinformation, which it is pretty insane. You gotta watch what these things do, because they will tell you, no, you can't talk about that here. You can't talk about these kinds of things here. That isn't appropriate. But we have to explain ahead of time that nothing that you see here can be taken at face value, because what I talk about on my channel is satire mixed with parody, mixed with complete ignorance of the truth. So, if you're concerned that I might be spreading misinformation or disinformation, just know it's not. It is not. It is definitely not misinformation or disinformation. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. So keep that in mind when I show you the next one. Just keep this in mind when I show you the next one. Let me pull this thing up here. This is a little-known police lawsuit reveals just how damaging diversity, equity, and inclusion can be. The law enforcement veterans believe that being hired by merely for DEI reasons is not only unfair to more qualified applicants, but also dangerous. We've all been there, I'm sure. Sitting there in the midst of a job interview and feeling like you've nailed everything just right, hoping you'll get the call that you were accepted, and then receiving an email indicating that they decided to go with someone they feel is more qualified for the role. Hurts, doesn't it? I understand some businesses have different practices than others and are looking for that person who is a fit for them. But to turn away someone who is experienced for the job, well, that's just nonsense. And apparently, according to a lawsuit filed against Michigan State Police, that's what happened to a former police inspector. According to Law Enforcement Today, Patrick Morris filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court, Eastern District, of Michigan, noting that he had been passed over for a crucial promotion to captain and division commander, but it wasn't because he wasn't qualified. He noted that MSP Director Colonel James Grady II had passed over him to hire an unqualified lieutenant based solely on his race and gender, following DEI policies in the state that they'd put in place. Morris, 29-year MSP veteran, is seeking $75,000 in damages, the promotion in question, and an injunction against Colonel Grady following, according to CBS Detroit. Inspector Morris reportedly served as acting captain and commander for the Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division. Morris reportedly applied for a promotion to make his acting role permanent and was denied by Grady because he's white and opposes state police diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI policy, specifically in favor of a Black candidate. For those unfamiliar, DEI stands for diversity, equity, inclusion. It's sold as a measure to provide equality for everyone. However, as you can see, based on this lawsuit, it gives some people preferential treatment over others based not on merit or experience, but rather race, gender, and other factors. It injects politics into personal matters and actually creates division despite promising to do away with it. Morris believes Grady had a radical view of DEI when it came to the hiring process, deliberately ignoring his experience in favor of finding a Black candidate. Morris also noted that the Michigan State Police Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Program is a license to violate state and federal law in a vehicle for reparations. As shocking as this is, it doesn't surprise me. So many corporations believe that DEI is the answer, and yet we see failure after failure. Good day, Shizzy. Please share. Good to see you, Nugget Offler. Good day, Shizzy. Please share your ignorance and how low. I'm low. Good to see you. Good to see you, Nugget Offler. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've got a nice, wonderful here sticker for you. All right, there we go. It's for you right there. Boom, right on the side of the helmet, just like getting smacked. As shocking as it is, doesn't surprise me. So many corporations believe that DEI is answering, yet we see failure after failure from these choices. Just ask Bud Light how many millions they lost trying to buy into a DEI strategy when they partnered with a transgender activist and turned against their core customers. Or for that matter, Disney, which bought in big with DEI-friendly scripts at the expense of telling entertaining and engaging stories, only to lose a major cash flow and the trust of many of its fans. But when it comes to the police, it's a much bigger deal. Here's why. The only official comment to come from the lawsuit was from MSP spokeswoman Shannon Banner, who noted that the MSP makes promotions based on merit, performance, and organizational need. Merit and performance I can totally understand, but I have to question the organizational need part, especially if Morris's statement turns out to be true. Here's a bigger problem, though. If Michigan is in fact hiring more based on DEI needs than actual experience, it could be dangerous. The reason for this is that if police needs actually rose, the candidate they promoted instead of Morris could be inexperienced. As a result, a report could be flawed or incorrect. Inappropriate actions could be taken in critical situations and lives could be put at risk. When it comes to police matters, it's the last place you want to be. After all, the role of the police is to protect innocent civilians while taking care of criminal matters. Someone like Morris sounds like he knows exactly how to do his job compared to an unqualified person simply put in place for, let's say, organizational need. Again, it's hard to tell without getting both sides of the story here, but based on MSP's official response, I do hope this gets a closer look. It could serve as an example of how DEI has damaged standards by injecting politics into critical decision making. It promises to treat people with inclusion across the board, but apparently it would rather hold others back for the sake of pounding its message home. I can totally see why President Donald Trump despises it so much. He hopes he gets going on his initiatives and maybe takes a closer look at Michigan State Police as well. That would be pretty damn nice if they would do that. Good morning, Colleen. Good to see you. Welcome to the Nut House. Under covers to watching Daddy. Oh, thank you. I hope you get to feeling better, Puddles. I really do. Really hope you get to feel better. Really sucks being out and being ill. And of course, more things that I don't know anything about. Like I said, this is for fun and satire. We're going to mock these kinds of things as they come up. The experts at eatingwell.com offer questionable advice on eating well. So what exactly is one of their things? One could be forgiven for assuming at face value that eatingwell.com is in the business of telling visitors how they might go about eating well. But we shan't judge a book by its cover, as the dispensed wisdom goes. We can be sure that the author of this ditty, Allison Not MS, RDN, CSSD, and the dietitian who reviewed it, Jessica Ball, MSRD, are offering crack expert advice by virtue of the number of credentials behind their names. According to them, popcorn and pasta are ideal dietary staples for losing visceral fat, or better known as belly fat. From 6 bad foods you should eat to lose visceral fat, according to dietitians, via eatingwell.com, as emphasis is added. Now, popcorn may not be top of the mind when considering foods that aid in visceral fat loss, but compared to other popular snacks. Popcorn can be an excellent choice. One serving, about 3 cups of plain popcorn, contains approximately 4 grams of fiber, 22 grams of carbohydrates, and 110 calories, says Daniel Townsend, RDN. Compare that to 3 cups of potato chips, approximately 30 chips, which contain 1 gallon of fiber, 23 grams of carbohydrates, and 222 calories. These nutrient differences have a significant impact when following a diet for weight and fat loss. Foods lower in carbs and higher in fiber are associated with healthy weight loss and reduction of visceral and subcutaneous fat. Popcorn is both lighter in fiber and lower in calories than potato chips, making it a good choice if you're looking for a crunchy snack while following a diet for weight loss. Now, in quotes here or a little star on it says, comparing the relative nutritional merits of popcorn and potato chips is like comparing opium to fentanyl. Yes, one clearly more lethal than the other, but why should none of the above be the optimal option? Via Food Republic, emphasis is added. Workers at microwave popcorn plants began reporting negative effects on their respiratory health around 2000, with some falling so ill that they required lung transplants. Studies later showed that the vapors given off by Diacetyl were causing serious respiratory tract damage and obstruction, giving workers a condition called obliterative bronchiolitis. This illness became colloquially known as popcorn lung. By 2004, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, or NIOSH, released guidelines for working with diacetyl, including recommendations for respirator use, increased ventilation in workspaces, routine breathing tests, and limits for exposure. The government agencies like NIOSH, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and Food and Drug Administration, show that diacetyl is used in food items in the U.S. In addition to diacetyl, most commercial popcorns also contain artificial coloring and vegetable oils, putting aside the fact that it's mostly carbs. But whatever, the real nonsense comes with the pasta recommendation. Pasta is often one of the first foods that people avoid when attempting to lose weight or change their body composition. However, pasta and grains in general, specifically whole grains, can be an important source of fiber in the diet, which helps to increase satiety after meals. Daria Zajac, RD, LDN, recommends choosing a type of pasta that's higher in fiber. Opt to choose whole grain or legume-based pastas to increase your fiber intake and support a healthy gut. Stay fuller longer, she says. The key to choose heart-healthy carbs like whole grains, not starchy vegetables and fruits, and promote health and long-term weight loss. If one is metabolically fit, especially if there's some physical activity in the works immediately following the meal when a significant amounts of energy will be expended, like a long walk. A nice bowl of pasta might not be a terrible idea. After all, the Italians have been consuming it for time immemorial, and on the whole, they're a lot healthier than Americans. There's a compelling argument that the wheat used in European pasta is superior to that produced by American food giants, but that's a story for another time. But if an individual is obese and eating specifically to lose weight, which can assume anyone who reads this article looking for dietary advice is massive amounts of carbs dumped into the bloodstream, is exactly the opposite of what one should be doing. This is especially true if said individual is insulin resistant or otherwise metabolically compromised, as almost everyone who has access to excess belly fat is. The optimal diet, again, the inverse of what these people recommend, would be heavy on healthy fats and fiber and very low on carbs, possibly even ketogenic. But what do I know? I don't have any acronyms behind my name. Oh, my sleep is definitely necessary with this crud. Wow, are you ready to go back? I don't know where you're going. Trying to save to get implants. My dentist told me to do a GoFundMe. I may do that. So, oh well, that would be something to do. Oh my gosh. But more about the science. More and more about the science we have here. Scientific socialism has come to Pacific Palisades. You can't rebuild the same. We have to rebuild with science. We have to build with climate reality in mind. California's Governor Gavin Newsom told CNN last week in an interview about rebuilding the burned out Pacific Palisades. We have to look at infrastructure or redundancy systems, ingress, egress. It relates to emergency management and planning materials. The interview seems to have flown under the radar, but when I caught it this morning a bit belatedly, my alarm bells went off left and right. Well, to be honest, they were all on the left. Whatever happens to Newsom's promise that he'd eliminate red tape and accelerate the building of one of LA's nicest and most historic neighborhoods, the former homeowners of Pacific Palisades, who were hoping to quickly rebuild from the ashes, now understand to their very cores what the otter told Flounder in Animal House. You fucked up. You trusted us. Anyone dumb enough to believe Newsom's promise to get people rebuilding within 6 or 9 months, well, they probably voted for him gooder and harder. What Newsom says needs to be done before lots can be cleared and construction begins looks to me like a huge centralized process involving an awful lot of well-connected and high-priced experts impaneled to redesign Pacific Palisades according to scientific principles, involving all the technobabble Newsom went on about on that CNN sit down. Instead of, letting people build the homes they want in the kind of city they like, if the temporary council to name the permanent council has completed its initial studies on who should conduct the actual studies that will someday mandate a scientifically perfect Palisades in terms of those infrastructure or redundancy systems, ingress, egress, and relates to emergency management, planning materials, has finished finding the list of acceptable names in 6 months, I would be shocked. If you think it's expensive and time-consuming just to get permission to add a small deck on the back of a Pacific Palisades home, which it is, just wait until the panel of experts gets together to redesign the entire neighborhood from the ashes up. None of this boondoglery, hey, I made up another new word, comes as a surprise to a longtime sharp vodka pundit readers. It wasn't even 2 weeks ago that he covered Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass's plan to rebuild the Palisades in her own image. Led by a philanthropist, chief recovery officer, and former LAPD Commissioner Steve Soboroff. They'll hire an outside consultant to handle significant rebuilding contracts for areas devastated by this month's Palisades fire. As the Los Angeles Times put it, Soboroff promised they're going to represent you and make sure everybody does exactly what they say they're going to do. It was revealed last week that the philanthropist would be paid $500,000, $500,000 for overseeing that all official graft and corruption. But Soboroff quickly backed down and said he'd do it for free. Don't worry, everybody, Soboroff included, will get their beaks plenty wet. But it's the science part that gets me. The hubristic notion that a certain credentials class of people have all the correct answers and that everyone else must be made to conform to their vision, follow the science. And it's the dumbed down for television version of Marx and Engels' scientific socialism that masks their totalitarian nightmare behind the dreamy gaze of scientific logic. We have more than a century of empirical evidence from testing scientific socialism in the real world. And as Sarah Palin might ask, how's that sciencey stuff working out for you? Newscomb and Bass might design the scientifically perfect Palisades of their dreams, but who will live in it? That would be the question. That would be the question. Yeah, just like they've been doing for generations. That's crazy. That's crazy. We also have JB Prisker tries to out Trump, and it goes hilariously wrong. Please tell me this isn't real was the only thing I could think while watching Illinois Governor JB Prisker trying to out Donald Trump on X yesterday, but it was real and it was a craptacular. Trump made his fame and fortune by splashing his name in giant gold letters on impressive skyscrapers, casino hotels, and other properties, all while living a busy social life, dating, marrying, and divorcing various models. On page 6 of the New York Post, did I say 6? Trump lived rent-free in the front pages of the New York City tabloids, too. And then he tweeted his way into the White House, something impossible for any other candidate because no other candidate before, since, or maybe ever again enjoys Trump hard-earned bombast or celebrity media cred. So when Trump, the president of the United States, whose name embalms buildings around the world, says he wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico or buy Greenland, people sit up and take notice, particularly people who think it would be ridiculous to rename anything and couldn't find Greenland with a projection map. Part of the not so secret to Trump's success is that he almost always looks like he's having so much damn fun. And then there's Prisker, who has all the charisma of an overboiled cabbage and whose main claim to fame is epically mismanaging his state. And another thing, my old PJTV colleague and part-time right-angle boss, Bill Whittle, said in 2012 after Barack Obama's reelection, I don't know who the next Republican president will be, but I do know this, he'll be a celebrity. But more than that, during his first 4 years in the wilderness, Trump rewrote the book on how to use celebrity to affect political change. Compared to what he's accomplished in 3 weeks to all the useless moaning you hear from virtually every left-wing celebrity, maybe the most cringeworthy moment of the 2016 Republican presidential primaries was that Senator Marco Rubio tried to out-Trump Trump with small hands joke, and the crowd ate it up, but Rubio should have known better.
He's always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me, he's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2". Have you seen his hands? They're like this. And you know what they say about men with small hands? You can't trust them.
He said I had small hands. Actually, I'm 6'3", not 6'2", but he said I had small hands. They're not small, are they? I never heard that one before. I've always had people say, Donald, you have the most beautiful hands. Right? He hit my hands. Nobody has ever hit my hands. I've never heard of this one. Look at those hands. Are they small hands? And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it.
Parents watching last night, kids watching too. You and Donald Trump have traded personal insults in recent days, and Trump responding last night to your comments about the size of his hands, and without going any further, this is a morning show. You have young children. Do you regret where this has gone?
Look, I regret the way the campaign has become, absolutely, because Donald Trump for the last year has made it one of the most vulgar spectacles in American political history.
So when little Marco spews his crap about the size of my hands, which are big, the size of my hand, those hands can hit a golf ball 285 yards. Right? Those are good, strong. So what do? For the rest of my life, I have the curse that I have little hands. Little hands. Take that guy so.
I saw a saw a video of Trump dancing on Soul Train. Love Trump just talking like we would. Exactly. Exactly. Politicians succeed when they play their type. Nobody can out Trump Trump, whether it's with ridiculous personal insults or grandiose gestures like buying Greenland, because nobody else spent decades becoming Donald J. Trump. Rubio's type is earnest, tough, slightly nerdy. Pritzker type, aside from maybe from swallowing other types whole, seems to be a meritless technocrat. Anyway, here's Pritzker's promise to rename various things near Illinois and trying to get a dig at Michigan.
I'm here today to make an important announcement. The world's finest geographers, experts who study the Earth's natural environment, have concluded a decades-long council and determined that a Great Lake deserves to be named after a great state. So today, I'm issuing a proclamation declaring that hereinafter, Lake Michigan shall be known as Lake Illinois. The proclamation has been forwarded to Google to ensure the world's maps reflect this momentous change. In addition, the recent announcement that to protect the homeland, the United States will be purchasing Greenland, Illinois will now be annexing Green Bay to protect itself against enemies, foreign and domestic. I've also instructed my team to work diligently to prepare for an important announcement next week regarding the Mississippi River. God bless America, and bear down. Thank you.
Very interesting. Where's the bombast? Where's the wink and the smile? Where's the fun? Funny, he ain't. It's easy to picture a more entertaining politician. Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton come to mind, riffing on Trump's grandiosity and getting plenty of laughs out of it, but Pritzker reading monotonously off of a teleprompter as though he isn't in on his own joke. As Trump himself might tweet, sad. Oh, yeah. But here's something that's shameful. Wheaton College gives in to leftists apologize for congratulating alum Ross Vaught. Wheaton College has been one of the premier Christian educational institutions in the country for many years. Its list of alumni includes influential preachers and pastors like Billy Graham, John Piper, famous missionaries like Jim and Elizabeth Elliot, and Todd Beamer of Flight 93 fame. The school even named its student center in Beamer's memory. Another notable alumnus is Russell Voigt, whom the Senate confirmed last week as director of the Office of Management and Budget. It's an important, prestigious position, and Wheaton has a right to congratulate him on his position in a social media post on Friday. Wheaton College congratulates and prays for the 1998 graduate Russell Vaught to serve as White House Director of Management and Budget, the social media post announcement. But if you go look for it, you'll never find it. That's because Wheaton took the post down. Later, the school issued another statement. On Friday, Wheaton College posted a congratulations and a call to prayer for alumnus who received confirmation to a White House post. The recognition and prayer is something we would typically do for any graduate who reached that level of government. However, the political situation surrounding the appointment led to a significant concern expressed online. It was not our intention to embroil the college in political discussion or dispute. Our institutional and theological commitments are clear at the college. As a nonprofit institution, does not make political endorsements. Wheaton's college focused on Christ and his kingdom. What's the reason for this about face? Well, you guessed it, leftists complained. Congratulating Voigt for his new position isn't an endorsement. The school admitted that much to Megan Basham telling her offering prayers and congratulations is not a political endorsement. However, the social media post created a distracting amount of conflict on our social media channels, so we removed it and explained why. Wheaton didn't make endorsements during the last year's election season. However, it held an event featuring anti-Trump speakers. The school also hosted creators of the After Party church curriculum, noted Never Trumpers David French, Russell Moore, and Curtis Chang. Eric Ericson contrasted two of Wheaton's famous alumni with the current leadership, and it's not a pretty picture. This is not leadership, but capitulation. Todd Beamer stormed a cockpit full of jihadis. Jim Elliot died sharing the gospel. Philip Rakin, the president of Wheaton College and his institution, could not even stand up to mean tweets. Wheaton is no longer of an institution of Christian conviction. It has not been for some time. This should be the final nail in the coffin of its institutional reputation as an institution committed to Orthodox Christian faith. If you cannot stand up to mean tweets, you'll blow the winds of secularism all over everything related to Christian orthodoxy. And the institution has already been doing. Now it's clearly completely adrift. Now, indeed, it's a fact of cowardice on Wheaton's part to rescind its congratulations to notable alumnus. Caving too quickly to the left is very shameful, and it's a piece with the behavior of a larger evangelical organizations or Big Eva. These institutions are so desperate to remain relevant to the culture at large that they lean left and punch right, to borrow a phrase from rocker and bold Christian John Cooper. It might have been different had Wheaton issued the statement and left the original post active, but not by much. Capitulating to the left like this lacks the boldness and courage that is supposed to characterize Christians. Wheaton should be ashamed of itself. 5'3", Debbie Webb is 5'3". 5'1". Gosh, people are so short. Wow. Wow. I didn't realize chat was so damn short. There's nothing wrong with being short. Trust me on that. There is nothing wrong with being short. Me, I'm short on time. That's what I run short on. You're 6 foot because it's easier than saying I'm 5 foot 3/4 of an inch. Well, if you're 5 foot and 3/4 of an inch, that would make you 5 foot. 5'1". Boosh. Just so you know, if you're 5 foot and 3/4 of an inch, that would make you, 5 foot. 5'1". There you go. 5'1". Oh, your boyfriend is 5'4". That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. 5'8". Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you guys are hilarious. You really bring joy to my heart in the most delightful ways. You really do. Let's see what else we have going on here. Oh, I didn't want to show that. There was one more that I had to show here, but I wanted to see if I could find it. It was pretty interesting. Give me a second, see if I can actually find this thing here. Let me see. It's here somewhere. Oh. Yeah. No, I can't show that. That's some Blake Lively stuff, and I'm not gonna do that. I am not gonna show that because it will set off a whole spark of people losing their ever living minds over this. So I have to not show you certain things. Sorry. It is not. I saw it earlier today. Now I can't find it. Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm never gonna be able to keep my thoughts together this early in the morning. That's sort of what happens. That's sort of what happens. I have these grandiose ideas of doing something wonderful, and then whenever it comes to it, I totally mess it up. I don't know if this is parody or not. So if it's parody, I apologize ahead of time. If it is parody.
Next, we have a full and unconditional pardon for former Governor Rod Blagojevich of the state of Illinois.
Good. It's my honor to do it. I've watched him. He was set up by a lot of bad people, some of the same people that I had to deal with. He wasn't quite as successful, but he had somebody that saw what was going on. I didn't know him other than I believe he was on The Apprentice for a little while. He was just a very nice person. He had a fantastic wife. She fought like hell to get him out. He was given a sentence of like 18 years, and it was a sort of a terrible injustice. They just were after him. They go after a lot of people. These are bad people, the other side. So I think he's just a very fine person. And this shouldn't have happened, and it shouldn't have happened to him. And let him have a normal life and let him go out and do what he has to do. So I'm signing this as a full pardon. Rod Blagojevich.
There we go.
Mr. President, are you considering him for ambassador to Serbia?
No, but I would. He's now cleaner than anybody in this room. He got a pardon. He's cleaner than anybody in the room.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, that right there was him signing another pardon. You know, a girl who's 6 foot and married a guy who's 5'8". Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That means she's got legs all the way up to there. Oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my. Well, what does my day have for me? Oh, I got some joy coming down. Some joy coming down. I'm getting closer and closer to doing this deposition that I really want to read to you guys. It's going to be so much fun. I want to say though, until I get there, I've got a couple other things that I'll be covering. If the moron Bubbles can keep his cock washer closed for a little while, we hope that he can. We hope that he can for, long enough to actually file a response to all of his ridiculous pleadings. I mean, he's doing what he can. He's doing everything that he can, and as you will see, the judge is going to probably have a little bit to say about the way that he's behaving. No guarantees. I guarantee you, there's no guarantees on that. How the judge is going to react to this. So, if you're getting stressed out about these kinds of things, don't, because they don't affect you. All you have to do is just keep in mind, keep in your thoughts and prayers, both sides of this. Like, seriously, keep prayers on both sides of whatever arguments might be happening, because they're both going to need it. They're both going to need it. Now, you may not like that in one way or the other, but people are people, and they're going to do those kinds of people things, and I'm telling you, this is going to get much odder as time goes by. It's going to get a lot stranger. So, with that being said, everyone, show Mo a little bit of love. She'll be over here this Friday, over here on this channel, and hopefully I have everything set up so it works properly. I have no guarantees on that whatsoever. Show a little bit of love to Mo. Give play the new song, please. Play the new song. Which one? I've got so many of them. Do you want to hear the new rap song that I'm getting ready to put together? How about that? I'll share that one with you. Give me just a second. I'll play the new song. Give me just a second. It is right here. Judge Minty Fresh, just for you. How's that? How's that? Judge Minty Fresh, just for you guys. I'll play that, and then we'll get out of here.
Yo, I'm sitting on this bench like a stone cold statue, just chilling in my courtroom, letting time flow true. But here comes Bruce, that damn pain in the ass on a mission, storming in, kicking up chaos, breaking every damn condition. I ain't here to throw down, just here to watch the show. But Bruce's wild ass antics got my patience starting to blow. Every time he steps in, disrupting my peaceful zone, I'm forced to crack the gavel down, cause he's out of line and overblown. I'm just a judge trying to sit back and observe, but Bruce got me pissed, ain't got the nerve to swerve. I wanna be like a damn plant, chilling quiet in my court, it's reckless ass disruptions make me slam his bullshit short.
You loudmouth punk acting like you on the floor with your nutty ass posse. You think you're hardcore, I didn't sign up to play the hero or to throw hands, but your non-stop crazy antics force me to take a stand. You roll in with your clown crew, causing disorder and strife, but I'm here to bring order. Man, this is more than just life. Every rule you break, every line you cross drives me from chilling to slamming down your bullshit, showing who's boss. I'm just a judge trying to sit back and observe, but Bruce got me pissed. Ain't got the nerve to swerve.
I wanna be like a damn plant, chilling quiet in my quarters. Reckless ass disruptions make me slam his bullshit short.
Let the system ride smooth and calm, but you keep stirring up trouble like a poison in my palm. I'm forced to step in, even though I ain't in the mood. Your constant damn disruptions leave me no choice but to conclude.
Now listen up, Bruce, this ain't your playground for games. Your wild ass behaviors got me calling out your lame claims. I'm a judge, not a damn gangster, but you push me to the brink, forced to break your crazy cycle before I completely sick. So take your reckless ways and your posse of fools. Your reign of chaos in my court is breaking all the rules. I ain't happy to throw down, but you leave me no option. Justice gotta be served, and in your disruptive concoction, I'm just a judge trying to sit back and observe, but Bruce got me pissed. Ain't got the nerve to swerve. I wanna be like a damn plant, chilling quiet in my court. His reckless ass disruptions make me slam his bullshit.
So here it is, Bruce, your antics forced my hand today. I didn't want to step up, but you made me play this way. From a silent observer to a judge who's had enough. Your wild ass disruptions end now, justice is calling your bluff.
My hand today, I didn't want to step up, but you made me play this way. From a silent observer to a judge who's had enough. Your wild ass disruptions end now, justice is calling your bluff.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Early morning, rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.